What's up, everybody? C4 back again for another C4 Talks, and today I'm going to tell you why I started Mythic Gaming, why we started Mythic Gaming, and it really kind of all went back to Halo 5. I had been playing for, I don't know, roughly 4 or 5 months into the game's launch, and I came across a guy. I can't remember for the life of me his name. It's like Legend something. Can't remember his name specifically, but he started org called Mythic Esports back then, and he had like a cool little squid logo. Put that on screen here for you so you can actually see what the old logo looked like. But he was like a manager, and he was on the forums, and I was posting on there looking for a team, and he picked me up as the captain to kind of like, you know, go about finding you know, some teammates and playing in Halo and competing. And he was doing stuff in Call of Duty and I think even Counter-Strike, but it never really went anywhere. And it seemed like it was just more of an experiment for him, something a little fun on the side. I think he kind of had some goals to kind of make it big, but to me, I kind of quit the team after a while because I wasn't having any luck with teammates, and it seemed like after that, I don't know, shortly after that, he kind of stopped. I want to say probably a good year into it, or even less. And I still follow him to this day on Twitter, the account Mythic Esports, and that's kind of where I got the idea to start Mythic Gaming. And you know, because I was the original captain for the Halo team back then for Mythic Esports, and so I had been playing with some people in Rec League the first year or two of Infinite's launch, and we were thinking about starting a little gaming community, and nobody, you know, really liked the name Mythic Gaming, and they wanted to do some other stuff. I remember they wanted to get some other names for the org and the gaming community, and they weren't really catchy to me. I think one of the suggestions was like Pirate Esports or something. I was like, dude, that's so, oh god, no, that's not good, man. Pirate Esports, no, it doesn't even, I don't know, maybe somebody likes it, not me. I liked Mythic Gaming personally. I even liked Mythic Esports, but we went with Mythic Gaming because I wanted to differentiate myself from Mythic Esports, even though it's kind of, you know, obviously inspiration for me playing on that team and that org no longer being a thing. So I kind of wanted to revive that name. Mythic just sounded really cool, especially for a Halo team. Like, it sound in a community, Mythic is one of the words that, you know, it's one of the difficulty levels in Halo, and I think there's even a Mythic Skull, I believe, in the campaign, and one of the campaigns, maybe it might be Halo 2 or 3. But you know, that's kind of where we got the idea for our logo, which is the skull with the flames. It came from, like, you know, the oddball, obviously, from Halo, and the skulls in the game. And, you know, we got some flaming oddballs, I think, in like Halo 2, maybe even Halo 5. I think this one's like flaming or something. So that's where we kind of got the idea for it. And I thought, you know, when I thought of Mythic Gaming, I think original colors was like black, like white, and like there might have been hints of purple in there. I can't remember. You'll have to look at the logo and see here on screen that I posted. But can't think at this point because I'm gonna edit that in. But yeah, so that's where we got the name, right? So what kind of happened? I'm on some Zen right now, so disregard me spitting in this bottle. It's kind of nasty, I know. But you know, I had still kind of had that idea in the back of my head, even though it didn't work out with those set of players. They were cool people, don't get me wrong, and I loved every one of them for who they were. But yeah, I was really looking to be more serious, and they weren't, as a Halo team, the Rec League team that I was going to start the org with, you know, for the first time. And I kind of just left that group of players because everybody was kind of doing real life things, and I wanted to get better at Halo and make a team. And then, you know, I went to year 1 and 2 of Halo, and then it was year 2 of Worlds 2023. That's when I was down at the cafe, and you know, just chilling, talking to Zeus God, and I think Ben might have Only User Frag might have been there with me at the time. No, wait. Yeah, he might have been there or came late. I know. And then Wusa stayed with me that year. We got a B&B together. Wusa from the Regulators. And I'd met Ben Only Frag from Fort Worth. We'd met at Fort Worth the event prior. And me, him, and his buddy Ken, we all hung out, got some food together, and really we just enjoyed talking to each other. And we kind of hit it off and played games after that, you know. That's probably the first time I've legitly, even though I've been to more events than those, that second year, I had actually met people to play the game with at a tournament. Of course, I'd met a lot of people at all the other tournaments. Piffin I played some with, but he does his kind of his own thing, and I'd made friends, obviously, but these friends were kind of just like, these are like buddies, like these are like, best friend type people. Like they were just cool dudes, and everybody's cool that I meet, but we just kind of hit it off and played games. I'd kind of been, honestly, had played games with other people, but I'm kind of a loner somewhat, and usually play by myself, and I want to play with people that want to get better, and these guys kind of wanted to play the game and get better. Although we've kind of taken a back seat to that right now once we started the org. But Ben, me and him hit it off. Then he said he was going to Worlds. We met up, and then we're down there at the cafe. And then that's when Quick Fuse came up. Of course, I didn't have a clue who the fuck he was at the time. I was just like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's cool. He seems cool. Like, he just came up and started talking. We were chilling, drinking coffee and hanging out. I think I was there like at least an hour or two early before the venue opened. I usually get there early because I like to be in there first to kind of check out the scenery, because I pay big money to come to these things. I'm gonna have my ass up early whether I'm competing or not, and be at these events because I'm paying a lot of money to go to them. So we were just chilling out there, and then I remember Kelly, aka Quick Fuse, couldn't take his backpack in. I guess he didn't get the memo that there was a clear bag policy, so he brought a backpack. And this dude was gonna like put it all in a clear bag that they provided, and then throw the backpack away. I was like, bro, why would you throw your backpack away, bro? Like, and then I think he went and hid it in the baby changer in the men's bathroom, because no men really bring babies with them mostly, and men don't usually typically use changers. I would say a majority of men don't take their babies in bathrooms. So he hid it in there, and of course it was there by the time he came back, and he took it back to his B&B, which is literally a hop and a skip away down the street. He could have just did that first, but obviously he wanted to get in the venue with us at the same time, so I get it. But he kind of just started hanging out with us. Of course, I was, me and Ben and Wusu staying with me at the B&B, and Ben already planning to meet up with me. We all just hung out, and chilled all weekend, and Kelly just kind of tagged along, and before you know it, we got back home, and the weekend was great. We all went out each night and had dinner and hung out and stuff, and then hung out afterwards at the meeting, the after parties, I guess you should say. Then we got on and played games. I was kind of bullshitting a little bit, because usually when I meet people, I don't know, it's just like I forget or something, because like I said, I like to play solo, but I usually just don't really hit up people like I should. And so I said, fuck it, I got to hit these dudes up. I'm meeting too many cool people not to be hitting them up and playing some games, And I don't know why I never got around to it in the past with other people, but for whatever reason, I guess I'm odd, weird, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we started playing. And then I remember we wanted to do the rec league. I suggested we do the rec league for fun. So me, Ben, only use a frag, okay, and then Quick Fuse, Kelly, we started a team. We were looking for somebody else to play with, so we picked up Sozer, who was who I had met through the Halo Rec League. He had casted in the Rec League. He had produced in the Rec League, so I was familiar with him. And he said he had wanted to start a little Rec League team for just shits and gigs, and so we decided to all team up. We played one season together, and then Sozer went and did his own thing. I don't know if he had too much fun. I hope he did, but he wanted to take a break because he's not really, I guess, a grinder. He's more of like just a community member. He likes to play and forge, and he likes to commentate and produce. He likes to do a little bit of everything, and he's also a musician, so he had other things and family obligations, and I understand. But we continued on, and then we came across Fulcrum and Mr. Epic Beast. I'm having trouble really remembering how we met them. I want to say we played customs together or something of that nature, maybe eights. It was eights or something, how we met up, or something like that. And then at the time, me, Ben, and Kelly wanted to find a couple other players to play with us that wanted to get better at the game, because we were looking to get our skills up. Although I don't know if we've actually improved. We might have. I don't feel like I have all as much as I probably could have. Just didn't put the right work in, but that's another story. Yeah, so we started the rec team. We played a couple seasons. We did decent. We made playoffs like 2 seasons in a row. We went in the challengers first. We dunked on everybody in the postseason except for one team. I think we went like 7-1 or 6-1. And then that's when we got in the playoffs, got beat in the quarterfinals. I'd always also we did Masters too. We made playoffs there, but we got shit on a lot in Masters. Somehow miraculously we made playoffs, and that's another story too. But I'd always kind of wanted to do a podcast for a couple years. Ever since Arena 8s did a couple of podcast episodes with Gunplexion. And I think they even brought on Jeff Steitzer. I want to say at one point, or they were going to. Can't remember if they did or not. But that's kind of like that, and watching Pro Talk and watching On My X podcast, and then watching Why Not's videos. It kind of made me want to start my own little talk show, and I'm kind of getting into it now with my own little videos here. But I wanted to do a podcast with some other people and just play, just talk about the game and the scene, anything Halo related, or in the gaming space. We don't talk about other games too much because I really don't play other games. I wouldn't have a clue what they're talking about. I'm not really a casual gamer. I'm more of a competitive gamer. So I stick to kind of one or two games, and I'll play some single player games here and there, like Oblivion or Star Wars or something. Little Call of Duty here and there. I played Jurassic World and Ark, and there's a lot of stuff I've played in the past. But Halo's just kind of my main game right now. If it wasn't for Halo, I probably wouldn't game a whole lot. I'm gonna be dead honest, but that'd be another video to talk about that, why I got into Halo and why I still stick with Halo and why I took a break from Halo. That'd be a whole another separate video. But yeah, so we started Mythic Gaming. Kelly had his own server called Quick Fuse after his name, and then one day, we'd talked about it prior, and we'd been a part of a couple other orgs like Halo HQ and Clutch Academy, and we just didn't really like how some of the things there were ran. So we eventually just said, fuck it, I think we can do better. Kelly specifically said that. He said he thinks we could run something better and do it just better. And I was like, well, yeah, man. I didn't want to do it at first because I don't really want to manage a community. People, I kind of like to keep my friend circle pretty small, pretty close. And it's so socially, I'll talk, but it does drain me a little bit, and that's a little deeper story for another time. But yeah, I said, fuck it, let's do it. So we did the podcast. We had the rec team. We were eventually we probably still will, as a rec team, go to the events and play in the open bracket at the HCS events whenever that happens. We're talking about maybe doing it at Salt Lake this year. I've never competed on a team of 4 people in an open bracket on LAN, so that'll be a first for me. I kind of wanted to wait until I got a really good team that could at least make 3 or 4 rounds in the bracket, but at some point you kind of got to just jump in, dude, and do it. So we might do that eventually. But we just then I'd always wanted to host tournaments, and I'd hosted like 2 or 3 tournaments prior to starting Mythic Gaming. I did that with Halo HQ at the time. Of course, me going on there was just kind of like, hey, I'll do it. Why not? I love the community. I'll help out wherever I can. That's why I kind of went on with them eventually. Eventually as well as Clutch. I like doing it. I don't really need money like that. I mean, it'd be nice to get paid, but I ain't requiring that shit. I'm here for the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here to enjoy everything, every aspect of it, learn a little bit of everything, be a jack of all trades, type deal. And yeah, so we started Mythic Gaming. He made this one day. I get in the server. He'd already switched it over to Mythic Gaming. Fulcrum made us a little logo. I'll try to find the logo and put it on the screen here. He made a logo kind of as a placeholder until we could hire somebody to do ours. So I reached out to Fortune Cookie, and she made me one for like $40, and so that was dope. And that's the one you see now all over social media for us. And we'll eventually maybe get something more simplistic in the future done. But we ran with it, and we hosted our first tournament alongside Piffin in the Halo Lives On community. We told him we would like to work with them, and we thought Headhunter, since it had just came out, would be a good first tournament. It'd probably be the first Headhunter tournament in Halo history. So I said, why not? Let's do it. And of course, we ran the losers bracket stream, and Piffin ran the winners bracket, and it was a good tournament. We donated a little cash, I think $100 each, so $200 we donated, and we threw in some codes that I had from previous events and stuff like that I just had sitting around. And then we did another giveaway, and then we said, fuck it, let's work with Passion United, and let's sponsor one of their tournaments. So we just said, we came to Pure Delight, PD, and we said, hey, man, you want to work together? And he said, sure, dude. Like, I'd love that. And I said, dude, just do what you do right now, what you've been doing with your draft tournaments, and let us just come in and sponsor it and let us cast with you. And, yeah, and he was just more than down. Like, we threw, I think, another 200 at it, the prize pool, I believe. We just casted with them, and so that was our first kind of like ventures into tournaments. And then we did the 1v1 showdown that following month in December. That was a pretty good one. I liked that one. We threw up another few $100 and some codes and stuff, and then we did the 2v2. We did the 2v2 for Valentine's, the co-ed one. Same thing. We threw in another couple $100 out of our pocket, and why not, you know? And then before you know it, we're doing draft tournaments now, paid entry, and to help support our LAN team, which we appreciate very much, guys. Like, we appreciate you entering these tournaments and helping Passion United out and other communities. Like, even though there's some animosity against Clutch in the community, he's still here and he's still supporting the scene, and you guys going out and playing in those helps a lot for just paving the way for other orgs like us to kind of come in and do the same thing. And we're gonna get back to our roots, though. You know, we're gonna do some more free tournaments out of our pocket, personally, out of my pocket, not the Mythic Gaming money that we make. And we appreciate everything. You guys sent a team to DreamHack Dallas to compete, and that was dope. You guys did it, and you helped us out by doing that. Of course, we had to offset some of that, and I won't get into the details of that, but you know, it helped out getting the jerseys in the team pass. That's what it helped out with. It helped getting the jerseys in the team pass, and we took care of everything else like the B&B and stuff. So yeah, it's we really did this. We really weren't looking to pick a team up or even do draft tournaments, and we kind of just did the draft tournament to kind of help support the team, because we'd seen the success that Passion United had, and we just want to support people in the scene of Halo, and that's why we started Mythic Gaming, you know, to just have another avenue for people to come and play the game and to hang out with other cool people, and we're gonna continue doing that. We're gonna try to take this thing to the next level, and you know, we want to get in the content space. We want to make more content and stuff like that, and we're getting there slowly. It's, you know, everybody's got full-time jobs, so you know, it's a little rough. Everybody's posting their own clips, which helps. We do the tournaments, which is content. We do the podcast like once a month or two. We try to have something to talk about. That's why we kind of space them out, so we have stuff to talk about, you know, because, you know, week to week, we don't want to just have nothing. There's might not be any new news, so we kind of sparingly do the podcast, and we can be more frequent at that, but you know, it's hard sometimes to get everybody together at the right time, and we forget sometimes that we even have a damn schedule for a podcast, and then we have to find another night to do it because everybody done forgot, and you know, everybody's got lives and stuff like that. But that's why we started Mythic Gaming, like I said, just to support the Halo scene, and eventually we might get into other esports. But right now we're here, and we're gonna grow strong with content. We want to, you know, get to the point where we can have some cool merch for you guys to help support us, and some tournaments, more tournaments, lots of tournaments. That's going to be the name of the game for Mythic Gaming, is just hosting lots of cool tournaments, different style tournaments, like game types, free tournaments, paid tournaments, to get that prize pool up for you folks. And you know, if we send another LAN team, then we might do some more drafts the way we did them before. But I think we're going to go in a new direction with drafts next year. I believe our focus is not to be taking a team. Instead, we're going to focus on the community itself and try to build there. And that's really what I would like to do. Sending a team is fun and all, but I want to make sure we're giving back to the community, and we've talked about it and stuff, me and Kelly, and that's kind of where I think we should take it, because it seems like a good thing to do personally, regardless of, you know, how it turns out. But, you know, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about it today and tell you folks a little bit about Mythic Gaming and how it came about and what we plan to do. And, you know, we won't get into details, but just look out for us. You know, we're going to be on Twitter, we're going to be on YouTube, you know, and Twitch. All the links are in the description if you want to follow us. We appreciate every single follow, everybody that comes out and watches this. We really appreciate the HCS for hooking us up with drops. Thank you, Divian, for being such a cool friend, and you know, and I'm glad I've met you, and you reached out to me initially to start that and help me out with drops, man. We really appreciate it. We're here for the Halo community, like I said. If it wasn't for HCS and Halo and you guys out there, Mythic Gaming wouldn't even be a thing right now, to be honest. I don't know if I ever would have started it if I didn't meet Quick Fuse. I'm gonna be dead honest. He was really the main reason that it even got started. I'm gonna be really honest. Even though it was always my idea to start it, he was the man. It was his idea to actually just do it. He was the man. That was his idea. Just let's fucking do it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's do it. That was my plan. That was my thoughts, and it was all Quick Fuse to help us start it, So appreciate Quick Fuse. Shout out to Ben, Only User Frag. Shout out to Fulcrum and Beast for coming on board with us and being on the rec team and the podcast and sticking with us. Shout out to Disrobed Angel and Pawkai, who we brought on as our content creators for the first two, and as well as Melmain coming on and being our captain and reaching out to us to see if we wanted to support a team, and putting that team together of Huxley, Crexy, and Titan. 4 badass players. 3 the ones he picked up before. All 4 of them were just completely badass. And then shout out to our newest content creator, a monkey girl, Miss Scout, aka Miss Scout. You've probably seen her around playing with Mr. Scout. They do a lot of 8s and stuff. We just brought her on. We thought it was just a nice little touch. She's got that personality, and it was Kelly's idea, and so we were like, yeah, let's do it. And we're gonna work our way up. And if you ever want to come on board, you got any questions about Mythic Gaming, just shoot me and Quick Fuse, or anybody for that matter that's part of the content team, a message, and just ask them. If you got an idea that you want to see if we can make happen for you, just let us know. Like, we're more than down, as long as it's positive and it supports the community. We're here for Halo. So that's gonna be the end of the video, folks. Appreciate y'all stopping by, watching C4 Talks. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.